Hello, my name is Chloe, and in this video, I'll be demonstrating 2 exercises and 1 stretch for each portion of the 3 deltoids. The anterior deltoid is responsible for shoulder flexion. For this reason, it is the prime mover in the military press. In this movement, it is important that the sagittal plane is emphasized and the elbows are not carried out into the frontal. Shoulder flexion is a sagittal movement. This is a short lever movement because the weight is closer to the body and the limbs do not remain fully extended, thus creating a movement with a smaller center of mass and allowing a heavier weight. The primary joint action of a dumbbell front raise is shoulder flexion. For this reason, the anterior deltoid is the prime mover. This exercise is long lever because the arms remain lengthened throughout the entire exercise, ultimately lowering the amount of weight due to the large center of mass. Since the anterior deltoid is mainly responsible for shoulder flexion, to stretch this portion of the deltoid, shoulder extension would be needed. In this stretch, I keep my arms supinated posteriorly to my body and hold onto a resistance band. I make sure that I keep my shoulder depressed and slightly retracted to gain a full stretch. The lateral deltoid is responsible for shoulder abduction. The primary joint action for the dumbbell press, if done in the frontal plane, is shoulder abduction, thus making the lateral deltoid the primary mover. This exercise is short lever because the arms do not remain lengthened throughout the entire exercise, making it easier to load more weight. Lateral arm raises target the lateral deltoid because the primary joint action is shoulder abduction. This exercise differs from the dumbbell press because it is long lever, meaning the arms remain lengthened. This places the weight at a further distance from the center line of mass. Because the lateral deltoid is responsible for shoulder abduction, to stretch this portion of the deltoid, it must adduct and cross the medial line of the body. As I stand in a split stance, I make sure to let the resistance band pull my arm down and across the medial line. It is important to remain a vertical torso during this process. An interesting fact about the deltoid is that it has a high concentration of type 2 fibers, making it well suited for explosive movements. The posterior deltoid is responsible for shoulder extension, horizontal abduction with the shoulder at 90 degrees, and some levels of external rotation. The primary joint action of a face pull is horizontal abduction. Therefore, the posterior deltoid is the prime mover. If the elbows had been below 90 degrees, the posterior deltoid would not be targeted. This movement is short lever. Single straight arm back flies with the arm at 90 degrees is a long lever exercise which targets the posterior deltoid. It is important that the elbows remain straight in this movement so that the long lever is emphasized. Through horizontal abduction, the posterior deltoid is concentrically contracted. Because the posterior deltoid is responsible for horizontal abduction at 90 degrees, to stretch this muscle, it must horizontally adduct at 90 degrees. The more protracted the shoulder is, the more of a stretch the client will feel in their posterior deltoid.